everybody, my name is Mr. Bacon Universal, and welcome to part 2 of our C++ Basics tutorial series. So, last episode I uploaded the video. I noticed my voice audio was way too quiet. Like, I had to turn my speakers up to max volume just to be able to hear me. The volume should be a bit better now. Also, I think my editing software messed it up a little bit, but it should be okay now. If it's a bit loud, I apologize because I turned up all the settings like by a billion. But anyway, guys, let's get past the audio and into the tutorial. So, I have here opened up from last time, the same file we were using. Here is the Hello World program that we wrote last time. And today I am going to be covering variables, and more specifically, integers. So let's go ahead and get started by defining what a variable is. So a variable, think of it as a box, okay? And most boxes have labels. You know, you write something on the box to tell what's inside it. A variable is basically a box with a name that can hold something. And a variable can hold tons of things. It can hold numbers, it can hold decimals, it can hold words, it can hold sentences, it can hold paragraphs, it can hold tons of stuff, okay? In this case, we are using a variable called an integer. And an integer variable can only hold numbers, more specifically one number. It cannot hold decimals. It can only hold whole numbers, and I'm pretty sure it can also hold negative numbers. I may actually be wrong about that. I forget. I'm just being stupid, but I forget if it can hold negative numbers or not. I think it can, but anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So, basically, you can use variables for multiple things in your applications. You typically use it for user input, but I mean, there's about a billion different things you could use it. So, for example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase how you can use a variable to make a Hello World program instead of just doing this. Now, the way I'm about to show you is complex, and normally you would never need to do it because you could just do this way. But I'm just going to show it to you to prove a point. So, this isn't going to be exactly what we're going to be learning today, but I just wanted to show it to you. So, I'm going to create a new variable, and I'm going to create a string variable. A string variable is a variable that can hold like a sentence or a word. So we're just going to type string. Then we're going to name the string. I'm going to name it example. Alright, so then what we're going to do is we're going to do the little parentheses. We're going to quote, and we're going to put hello world. Hello world, I'm using a variable. I'm using a variable. Okay, so there we go. And then we can put a semicolon. So what we just did there is we just created a string, which is a variable, and we called it example. So a variable is called example, and the variable holds a sentence that says, hello world, I'm using a variable. So now we're going to do something. Instead of putting cout, then using the text hello world, we're going to stream in a different kind of data here. Instead of just streaming in text that we put right in there, we're going to stream in a variable. And when you stream in a variable, you just type its name. And whenever you run the program, it's not going to say example. It's going to say whatever example is. In this case, example is hello world, I'm using a variable. So let me just shut up and show you how it works. So I'm going to put a semicolon there. I hope this works. I think it will. It should. And booyah, there we go. And it says, hello world, I'm using a variable. And that happened because we output that variable. So that's just an example of how you can use a string to make a hello world program. I thought that was rather interesting, but let's go ahead and just get rid of all of that because we don't need it. Today we are, in fact, focusing on integers. So, it's basically almost the exact same way of creating a string, except you don't have to do any text, obviously, because it's just a number. So, what you do to create a new integer variable is you simply type int, then you type its name. I'm going to call it example again. I'm going to call it example integer. There we go. So it's example integer, and that's a pretty long name. Normally you would shorten it, but whatever. So int example integer. Then we can put a semicolon. So this next part is interesting. So I just put a semicolon there. all I did in this statement was create an integer called example integer. I did not, however, say what number that integer is, if you get what I'm saying. If I wanted to give the integer a number, I could do equals then 34. How about that? Okay, and to show you how that works, all right, so cout and then example integer and then semicolon. So now it should say 34. Oh wait, what did I do? Okay, wait 1 second. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I forgot a semicolon there. But yeah. Okay, so now you can see it. It says 34 because I streamed the integer that I declared as 34. However, if I don't declare it as 34 in this statement, and I do that, then it just says that. And there's a reason it says that random number. I can't give you that reason right now because I forget it, to be honest. There's a reason it says that, but basically it says that for an integer that has not been defined, okay? So, also here's the other thing. So, I could either create the integer and then define it later by doing this, example integer, and then equals 24. So, this would work, okay, because I created it here, then I defined it down here. Oh, yep, I forgot the semicolon again. Forgive me, guys. Okay, so I created it, boom, that works. So, it's 24. And also, this would work if I just defined it up here. So, like that. If I do that, that will work as well. It'll say 24. So, you can either define it in one line or you can define it in another line. But typically, what I like to do is I like to define it later on in the program when I actually have to use it. And I do that just for personal, organization's sake. But yeah, you don't have to do that. You can define it in the line you created or in another line. So that's what I really wanted to get across there. Here's another interesting thing. You can create integers by simply typing int, then the name. So I can make int 1, int 2, int 3. However, as you can see, if I have a game that's based around numbers and I have to have tons of different integers, this stuff is going to start taking up space very, very quickly. And there is a way to create integers, to create multiple integers all in one line. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So to create multiple in one line, you simply do int, then your first one, then comma, space, and then the names of all the other ones you want to do. And booyah. In that one line, I created 4 different integers. And that's a really handy way of doing it. Now, once again, you don't have to do it this way. If you want to create integers on their own individual lines, you can easily do that. It's just an option, and typically I like to do this simply because it keeps it organized. Especially for, as I said before, like math-based or number-based programs. But for now, we're just going to have example integer. So, what we're going to do, basically, the core of the lesson has already been taught. I just want to show you this one part. So, what I'm going to do is I created it there, and now I'm going to define it down here. So, I'm just going to type example integer, and then equals, and then 24. How about that? Okay, so 24, and I did not forget the semicolon there that time. But anyway, so now we're going to output the integer mixed with text. And this is typically how you'll see it in programs. Because, if a program asks you for your age, and then in another part of the program, it shows you what your age is. Typically, it will have some context around around your age. It won't just say 24. It'll say your age is 24. So that's basically what we're going to be doing today. So we're already outputting the example integer, which is 24. As you can see, oh gosh, wait, what did I do? Oh, geez. Okay, I forgot it again. I keep forgetting semicolons. Anyway, guys, so that works so far. Oh, gosh. Jeez, sorry about my cluttered desktop there, I had to see. Okay, this works. As you can see, but we're going to add stuff to that. So you can stream multiple pieces of data in one line. So we're doing cout, then it's streaming the integer, but then we're going to do more arrows, and we're going to stream in something else. In this case, we're going to stream in text. We're going to do quote, and then is your age. Quote, and we're going to go ahead and, we're just going to put a semicolon there for now. So now what it'll say 24 is your age. And booyah. So that's how it works. Basically, oh gosh, my voice cracked. All right. That's how it works, guys. That's basically it for this tutorial, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Just to do a quick recap, to create an integer, you simply type int, then the name. You can define it in that line, or you can define it in another line. And to stream an integer into data, you simply type the name of the integer. So that's basically all I wanted to get across in this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to drop a like and comment. The next episode will be out soon. And the next episode, I'll probably cover the different types of variables. However, I don't know, to be honest. I really don't know what the next episode will be. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later. Goodbye.